Hi friends, welcome to yoga today. Let's take an all levels Vinyasa Flow practice. Grab your mat and let's get started. If you're still with me at the end, hit that super thanks, support my channel. We're gonna start today's practice in a downward facing dog and just get going here, waking up your body, pedaling out your feet. And from this downward dog, drift into a plank and bring your shoulders over the palms, looking forward. Fan your fingers wide. You look down, see your index fingers are parallel. Then soften your knees toward the mat and sweep your hips right up into your downward dog. And you see that your feet are hip width distance. You lift your lower back up. Just take a moment to arrive in your practice, in your body today, and give yourself permission to be here and present. And what's your intention for practice? What do you want to cultivate here? On your inhale, wave into a plank. Elbows are rolling to point back towards your toes. Exhale, lower all the way down through chaturanga. Take your feet flat and find a little baby cobra on the inhale, warming up. Exhale, tuck your toes, press back to downward dog. We're going to do that 2 more times at your own pace. So you find your inhale to float to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Feet are flat for cobra pose, inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward dog. Again, inhale, wave into plank. Exhale, all the way down. Elbows in. Inhale, glide the chest through. Exhale, downward dog. Pedaling out the feet. Shake your head out. We'll come forward into plank. Bring your knees down on your exhale, hips to heels. Come into child's pose with toes tucked. Tented fingers, Hasta Bandha. Let's lift the belly and step your right foot through right between your hands. Keep your back toes tucked and then sweep your arms right up into crescent lunge. We're going to find that Anjaneyasana. A little bit of back bend through the upper ribs. Inner thighs are gliding apart. Inhale, we're gazing up between the hands. Exhale, release your hands to frame your front foot. Let's lift the left thigh and spin that left heel down. We're going to straighten that right leg all the way. And then reach your left fingertips forward away from your toes a little bit. And then take your right hand, swipe it around towards your left hip and look to the right. So it doesn't have to be a huge range of motion that you're able to turn. If your left heel doesn't come all the way down, that's fine. Find that bit of a twist. Inhale, exhale, release that right hand down. We're going to fold over that right leg into Parsvottanasana. Finding that exhale to peek at your right hip. And then bend your right knee, plant through your palms, step back to plank. Hug your elbows in, lower all the way down. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're breathing there, smooth, steady breath. Inhaling through your nose. Exhale, let it out your mouth. Calming your nerves. Then wave into plank. Bring your knees down on your exhale. Child's pose. Tented fingers, Hasta Bandha. You lift the center of the palms right up into your underarms. Then slide your left foot forward right between your hands. Left knee is over the heel. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up into crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. So arch through the upper ribs. Lift your sternum straight up. Look up. Inhale. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Lift your right thigh. Spin that right heel down. We're going to reach the right fingertips forward and swipe that left hand around onto your back and to your right. And look to the left. Try to turn a little bit through the ribs. A little bit of a twist. That left leg could be all the way straight or slightly bent to make it a little more easeful on your hip and back. One more inhale. Exhale, fold over that left thigh. Peek at your left hip. Your right hip point rolls forward and down. Folding a little more. Parsvottanasana. Now bend your left knee. We're going to plant the palms, lift your belly, step to plank. Hug your elbows in, lower all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale through cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Now stretch your right heel high and open and stack your right hip on top of your left. Keep lifting your left underarm as you draw your right knee away from your left wrist. Let's inhale, then exhale, slide your right knee forward wider than your right wrist. We're going to come into pigeon pose. Lay your left leg long on the ground. Right foot a little bit flexed. Lift your heart, inhale, gaze up. Exhale, make your way onto your forearms. So we're going to come down into pigeon pose. Let that left hip roll toward the ground. In pigeon pose, rest your forehead on something. Your thumbs, the edge of a yoga block, or eventually the floor. And so we don't want to feel that strain at all in the right knee. We want to feel this deep in the right hip, crease, and outer butt. Linger in your pigeon pose. Really key to soften your upper body, jaw, shoulders, so that that softness can move down through the rest of the body and into your hips and back. Let your heart beat naturally. Tune into the area of the most sensation. Bring your mind's eye down into the top of your left foot. Drop your tailbone, gather your belly, and slowly walk yourself back up onto tented fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades together on the back. Lift your heart. Gaze up. Inhale. Exhale, look between your hands. Plant your palms, downward dog palms. Tuck the back toes. Lift that left thigh. Lift your hips and step to plank. So you can go right to downward dog or lower through your vinyasa through chaturanga. And inhale to up dog or cobra. Sometimes I cheat and keep my toes tucked. And then exhale, downward dog. Now stretch that left heel high, three-legged dog. We're going to open and stack that left hip on top of the right. Keep your right underarm lifting. We're going to inhale. Exhale, left knee slides wider than the wrist. Inner thighs glide apart. Take the top of your right foot flat. Broad collarbones. Gaze up on the inhale. Exhale, we arrive down into a pigeon pose. Take your time. Really key to rest that third eye center so you can melt your jaw, your eyes, any tension away from the shoulders. And wag your tail a little bit if that feels good. Melting into pigeon pose for just a couple of rounds of smooth, steady breath. Remembering your intention for practice in your mind, your heart, your body. Finding compassion for wherever you're at today. Tuning into that inner sanctuary, a sense of peace and calm within, available when you focus on the breath. And direct your mind's eye into the top of your right foot. Gather your belly. Come on up onto tented fingers and draw those shoulder blades together on your inhale. Look up. Back bend. Exhale, look down. Plant your palms to downward dog palms. Tuck the right toes. Lift that right thigh. Lift your belly. Step to plank. Lower all the way down. Chaturanga. Let's take a pause here. We're going to reach around and find one locust pose. Straight arms and legs. Reaching fingers and toes back. It's a great way to strengthen the spine. And if it's available, you can even bend your knees, reach around for the tops of your feet, and kick up into Dhanurasana. Breathing so much you might even rock a little bit. And one more inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, gently release. Release your feet without slingshotting them back. Tuck your toes, palms under elbows, come on up to tabletop. Then walk your knees forward. Cross your ankles. Sit behind your heels, uncross, flex your feet, Ardha Navasana. You may be able to lift your heels up a little more, and then feet on the ground, mat with distance. Windshield wiper, both knees to the right, sitting up tall, walk your hands around onto your mat, look over your right shoulder. Breathing in that twist. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, come around to center. We're going to windshield wiper over to the left, walk around Tented fingers. Lift your heart, gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, belly. Exhale, come on back. Slide your heels out about mat width distance apart into a V shape that's not a huge V, one of my favorites. A nice wide-legged forward fold. Spread your heart forward. Reach for your toes. Drop your chin. Exhale out. Great work practicing today. Let go of your stress and tension. And then slowly come up to sit, and we'll make our way down onto the back. Coming onto the back, the feet are hip width distance apart. Lay the arms alongside the body, palms facing up. Let's press through the feet and lift the hips and pelvis toward your bridge pose, breathing the chest toward your chin. Hug your knees in a little bit. Engage your gluteals. If it feels good on your body, you could interlace your fingers. We're in bridge pose. Setu Bandhasana. Good. And then we'll lift the heels high, come up onto tiptoes. And we'll inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Keeping the arms overhead, let's exhale, roll down one vertebra at a time. Is it vertebra or vertebrae? One by one, slowly lower. When your lower back rests, take a cactus arm, let your knees knock into touch. Let your spine rest, and we can windshield wiper the knees. We're going to take the next few moments to gradually make your way into a Shavasana, final pose. Let your arms come down alongside the body and stretch the legs out. Please feel free to take any final movements or poses your body might crave before coming to rest. And let all the movement that you did integrate and metabolize, so all the systems of the body can balance out and find a sense of harmony without any effort. Let your brain relax and imagine that you're letting go into the flow of all things. Letting go of all resistance in the body, in the joints, in the heart. Be open to what is. Be receptive to what is. Let go of resisting what is. Find compassion for wherever you're at, in your body, in your mind, in your efforts, in your goals. Let your head roll from side to side as you start to think about what you're grateful for today, inviting gratitude into your mind, your heart, your cells, your energy field. And we'll wiggle fingers and toes. And when you're ready, reach your arms overhead, take a big reset, hitting that restart button. And hug your knees in. Let's take a full happy baby, elbows on insides of knees, hands on the ankles or the outside edges of the feet, and we're evening out your hips and back for a couple moments. A long line of energy flowing from crown to tail. And then we're going to roll to the left-hand side, reaching the left arm up alongside the ear. Take a moment, resting on the left-hand side. Nourishing yourself, thanking yourself for showing up, remembering your intention, and then slowly pressing up to sit when you're ready. Arriving up again in a tall seat, let's inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, gather the hands down through the central channel, and thanking yourself for showing up today. And I wish you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Namaste. So grateful for your presence in my YouTube community. Great job making it all the way through. And if you're still with me, please subscribe and hit that super thanks button. Leave a tip to support my efforts. And I reply to all the nice comments. So please let me know a little bit about you, your practice, and if you're enjoying using this channel. I hope to see you again. Keep it up. Keep going. See you next time. Bye-bye.